Welcome to Exeter St Davids. The station was first built in 1844 for the Bristol and Exeter Railway, to designed by Isambard Kingdom Brunel. There's a very small concourse with just a W.H. Smith newspaper shop, and on the right a Starbucks in the old refreshment rooms. On my left there's a staffed booking office and also a couple of ticket machines. My train isn't leaving for a while, so there's time for a wander. I love the ceramic platform signs on the staircase. Exeter St Davids serves trains to London, either via the Great Western Main Line to Paddington or the South West Railway route through Yeovil and Salisbury to Waterloo. It also has branch lines to Exmouth, Barnstaple and the recently opened line to Oakhampton. Trains also run west to Torquay, Paynton, Plymouth and Penzance. And there's also services to Bristol, Wales, the Midlands, the north of England and right through into Scotland. By the 1860s, an island platform was added to the single original platform, with a single train shed spanning them both. In 1913, a second island platform was added and the overall train shed was removed. The original lettering over the refreshment rooms is also rather lovely. Preserved at the north end of the station is the transfer shed where goods were shifted between broad gauge and standard gauge wagons. Good afternoon, here at Exeter St Davids, and I'm just waiting on my train to London Paddington. Today I shall be travelling on an IET 800 series Hitachi train. I'll be going second class and seeing what it's like with Great Western second class. The train itself departs from Exeter and terminates at Paddington. Interesting little shift on the actual journey itself is that due to engineering works we're actually going to be going through Swindon today, so going to take a little left turn up to Chippenham and then along the main London to Bristol line through Chippenham and Swindon. Our train is actually just hiding behind me down there, and hopefully it'll be trucking into platform 3 in about a quarter of an hour so that we can all get on. Obviously a lot of people have been complaining about various aspects of the new Hitachi IETs, including me. I think maybe the second class seating isn't really quite up to standard. So let's have another look and find out what I think about it. And here, straight from the depot, is our Class 800/3 GWR bi-mode Hitachi IET. Built between 2017 and 2018, these trains have a top speed of 125 miles per hour or 200 kilometers per hour, which we should hit at various points along the way. Our journey today with the diversion will take us 2 hours and 36 minutes. My seat's right down the other end, so let's head off there and hop on. Standard class is laid out in a 2+2 configuration. There's disabled access near the door and a mix of airline and table seating. And here's my seat for today. Legroom is just fine for 5'10" me, although this won't be the last time I bump my foot into this seat support. I really love these tray tables. They are neat, sturdy, extendable, and have a handy groove for tablets. There's a coat hook attached to the seat in front, and an adjustable blind. You get a small and frankly quite hard armrest, and under the seat there are two 3-pin sockets that both worked fine during the journey. And one of my fellow passengers has kindly modelled how the overhead luggage racks work nicely for carry-on sized bags. And of course larger items can be stacked at the carriage end. So overall, not a bad ambience in the grey-green GWR colours. And we're off on time. As we left, I got a closer look at the transfer shed. You can clearly see the arches are of different sizes to accommodate the two different gauges.
To London Paddington, this is called Exeter Parkway, Taunton and Castle County, Westbury, Swindon, Reading, and arrived time to London at approximately 16:49.
It's always fun to go faster than the cars on the M5. And soon we're passing the M5 Cullompton services. Right, so now we're underway. Here's the bad boy people have been complaining about. Hear that? There really is hardly any padding, but at least I like the gentle grey moquette. But hey, let's see how it fares as the journey progresses. It certainly comes as no surprise to hear that these seats are used on commuter trains in Europe. On the plus side, the cabin noise and ride at this speed is very good. North of Taunton, the line for Bristol continues north and we branch off for Westbury and London. In the distance we can see Borough Mump, which is kind of like a mini Glastonbury tour. Right, let's check out the toilet.
Please lock the door. The door is now locked.
There's certainly plenty of space and mirrors in this accessible toilet. The water, the soap and the dryer are all available and all working as expected. Well done, Great Western.
For the Cardiff Central service, that's the 1602 service.
Westbury is a major junction where the Exeter to London and the Bristol to Portsmouth and Southampton lines both cross. It's also a major freight centre handling many stone and ballast trains. Mind you, it's about at Westbury that I notice that my bum is beginning to feel how hard these seats are, although the lumbar support, I have to say, is good. We passed through Trowbridge without stopping. Progress along our diversion is initially quite slow, but things do pick up. Just west of Chippenham we join the Bristol and Bath to London main line. And then we're full speed ahead as we make use of the 125 mph speed limit. Although as we get faster, you can see that the whole train really does begin to jitter an awful lot more. Now we connect in with the line from Bristol Parkway and South Wales. The old Swindon Works is now a retail outlet zone, and it also hosts Steam, the history of the Great Western Railway. Swindon was the site of the Great Western Railway Works from 1843 until its closure in 1986. In its heyday, Swindon Works employed 14,000 workers. Approaching Tilehurst, we get our first furtive glimpses of the Thames. And then we navigate the flying junction with the main line from Taunton, looking down on the Reading Train Care Depot. Reading Station has been extensively redeveloped. The new station was opened by the Queen in 2014. Reading's Station Hotel, built in 1844, is reputedly the oldest remaining railway hotel in the world.
If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to staff or text the British Transport.
Just outside Reading, the Oracle buildings line the tracks, and also nearby you'll find such companies as Hewlett-Packard, SAS and Microsoft, hence the term the UK's Silicon Valley. Beyond West Drayton, the train begins to pass through the western suburbs of London. The new Elizabeth Line trains can be seen stabled at Old Oak Common. Trellick Tower, built in 1972, is a brutalist tower designed by Erno Goldfinger, and it's now Grade 2 listed. And here we are at London Paddington. I've got quite a long walk as we're right at the back of the train. So, made it into Paddington, we arrived on time, and it was a nice little run, and certainly made a change to come in from Chippenham and Swindon. I suppose the Hitachi trains, they're okay. As ever, it just felt a little bit jittery once it got over a certain speed, maybe about 110, 150 mile an hour. And of course the seats, well, not ideal. Anyway, I'll catch you all again soon. Let me know what you think of the Hitachi trains in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, then please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I'll be releasing a new video every couple of weeks, and thanks for watching.